Well, howdy, everybody. This is Stephen Detweiler. I am live. I am alive. I am alive. I am alive. Yeah, this is just for YouTube purposes. This is my opinion on what I'm about to say. This isn't stating that there's other facts, and I'm not saying there aren't any other point of views. I'm just saying that this is my opinion on what's going on in America today. And so I'm just going to put that disclaimer out there. This isn't misinformation. This is just my opinion on how I see things in today's society. Um, we wake up today with the sad news of Senator Lindsey Graham passing away. Apparently, it was a cardiac event, heart attack, and and that's a big loss to Make America Great Again, because he's a great supporter of that. Although a war hawk, still a very great supporter of our president, and the movement that 77 million people, 75 million people, whoever, which one you want to go with, both are very high numbers, voted for. And he's a great supporter of that. And with Mitch McConnell, we don't know what's going on. Mitch McConnell's on life support. Okay, I think we're in a little better situation than where Mitch McConnell is, because we don't even have proof of life on that one, depending on who you're listening to. Like I said, this is my opinion, and I'm not going to be saying that these are facts or saying that this is misinformation or giving you fake news. I'm not doing that. I'm giving opinion on what I see going on. Okay, remember, this is a Christian channel, but to be a Christian channel in America, we have to address politics. 90% of the founders were Jesus confessing Christians. The other 10% were either deist, theist, or Unitarian Christians. And the Unitarian Christian believe that one God manifested himself in three ways, as the Trinitarian says that the three persons of God, one and three. Okay, but then again, the Christian Unitarian is also, you're saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ. So the vast majority of how this nation was developed was from the Christian standpoint. Okay, this is a Christian channel. I have to address the politics of our nation, because this is a Christian nation as founded. Okay, with the principles, and no one ever said you had to be a Christian to live in this Christian nation. Okay, and I'm going to say this. Christians aren't tolerant. No, we will voice what it is to be a Christian and the way to go as a Christian, but we've always tolerated the things that people have done, whether it's been look, me growing up as a teenager, if you were gay, then be gay. Just don't put your gay on me. Okay? You always hear, don't force your religion on us. Well, don't force your religion on us, and we're good. Now, there's another theocracy out there that you're not going to have that kind of leeway. And it's starting to encroach upon our nation. I hope you're smart enough to get what I'm saying, because there are certain things that YouTube will catch me on. At 250 years, our nation is on life support. Okay, we want to give our respects to Lindsey Graham and his family. Great loss to Make America Great Again. Very, very strong ally to President Trump. Okay, longtime senator. Okay, and man, I tell you what, that's a surprise. Nobody was expecting that. He seemed and that's the thing. We don't know the day or the hour when we're going to pass on. Make your life right with God, Father God, in Christ Jesus, because we don't know the day or the hour when we're going to meet Him. Okay? The mega agenda. Oh, yeah. I just want to point this out. Remember, this is not MAGA is not Donald Trump's agenda. MAGA is the people's agenda. 75 to 77 million people voted for Make America Great Again. This is our agenda, and we hired Donald Trump to be the CEO, the spearhead of this agenda to make America great again. And he is literally doing everything he said he would do since I started following Donald Trump when the Iran takeover, the Islamic takeover of Iran happened in '79. And Donald Trump was very boisterous on what he would have done, and he's doing exactly what he said 47 years ago that he would do if he were president. Donald Trump has not changed one bit. If you go back to interviews through the 80s and the 90s, he's never changed. He's doing exactly what he said he'd do. Now that looks messy. It's going to be messy. Okay? Iran declared war against us. They declared war against us 47 years ago. Okay, we've been at war. They have killed our servicemen. They have killed Americans over this past 47 years, and not one president. Everybody, we're going to go. You look at interviews from Hillary Clinton. I'll invade Iran and blah, blah, blah. And they all say this and talk big, and nothing happens, and Obama sends them pallets of billions of dollars in cash. That's what happens. Caffeine and protein. Caffeine and protein. Gotta have caffeine and protein first thing in the morning. Yes, gas prices are a little high right now. Sure. I'm looking at $3.21. We were ranging between probably an average of $3.79 back in March. So it was a 50 cents difference. Guess what? Our economy has grown enough. We've got $19 trillion of investment being built up in our nation right now. Wages have gone up. We have low unemployment. So our economy can handle this. The American people can handle it. If you stop listening to mainstream media and just live and work and do your thing and support the making America great again, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to be prosperous. The man has a plan, okay? The man has a plan. Okay, so listen. Are we going to suddenly back off from a situation of a country that declared war on us, continues to declare death to America, continues to declare death to our president? He has given them every chance and opportunity to change their theocratic mindset that has put them on a road that even other Arab nations are scared of, because they're so radically confused in their minds, okay, that they have to destroy everything. And you know what? Guess what? They're not going to, at least for a while, as long as we have this president, as long as we keep the Senate, as long as we keep the Congress, okay? It is my hope that the vast amount of you 75 million voters are not fair weather voters and are smart enough to understand that putting America and Americans back on top is a very big and messy thing to do. Remember, the president is correcting almost 40 years of failed policies, starting with George Bush Sr., all the way up to the current presidents, through Obama, through Biden, okay? So we have a man who's making a correction. You can't take, you'd one of those great big oil tankers. You can't just turn that on a dime. It takes a long time to turn a giant ship around to another direction, okay? And it's a messy job, okay? Policies that turned our prosperity over to enemy states like China, okay? once these policies, they said, oh, we're going to help China. We're going to make policies that help China grow and understand how a capitalist system works. Well, what did they do? They implemented slave labor. They implemented slave labor, a pseudo-capitalistic economic system with a totalitarian government. Okay, they're not communist anymore in terms of the commune. There are people that own actual things and property and those things, but they're very particular within the system of the government. Okay, it's a pseudo-capitalistic economic economy. Same thing with Russia. Okay, they are also a capitalistic economy with a totalitarian government. Y'all need communism. Well, communism will destroy our economics. Okay, then if we keep the capitalist side of that, then you have totalitarianism. Okay, and that's the government ruling every part of your life, totally, to the totalitarian of your whole life, the totalness of your life. Government runs it, rules it. You have no freedom. That's what's pressing in on us right now. Okay? That's what's pressing in on us right now. And if we do not keep that House and the Senate and the Democrats and the Democratic Socialist Party take back power, our president will not be able to accomplish that which we hired him to do. Okay, it's a messy thing that he's doing right now. It's a messy job, and he's doing it, and it has to be a worldwide fix. That's what people didn't understand, is he has to readjust everything in the world that points back to the greatness of us. Puts the money back in our pocket. Keeps the power in our side. Okay? He's working the geopolitical framework that needs to be worked for our benefit. Is that going to be messy? A whole lot more messier than what Ronald Reagan came into, and he came into high inflation, and everything else, and the Berlin Wall and Russia. Okay, but Reagan, a great president, my great president, Ronald Reagan, he didn't have half the geopolitical stuff that Donald Trump is dealing with today, or the type of conflict within the nation that Donald Trump has. The propaganda of the news systems, everything has come against the man who's trying to fix the nation to give us back the prosperity we once had. Okay? America First has to be a global fix, not an isolationist one. This is what small-minded people like MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker, Candace, and others, I think Megyn Kelly, others like that, they didn't understand that. They don't understand, oh, well, he's doing this and he's doing this around the world. But no, America First isn't isolationist first. America First is resetting the world back to the dominance of America. Our nation comes first. Our people come first. Our money stays with our people. That's why we're going after the fraud. That's why we had Doge, because we're saying our money hasn't been going to our people. It's been going all over the place in fraud around the world and to all these other people and to all these other things, and our people have not been benefiting from our money. Okay? This is a whole big global, big picture fix that this man has taken on. And we hired him to do it, and he's doing it, and we need to continue to support it. Okay? Let me ask you this. If Tucker and Candace and MTG were actual conservatives and actually America First, why would they be causing so much chaos among the Republican conservative base? Okay? Lashing out at Donald Trump, causing distrust and confusion. Okay? At this time in the midterm, this is the midterm elections that are causing all this confusion against in our base. Okay, who benefits from this? Who benefits from their chaos? Who benefits from their distrust? Who benefits from all this stuff that they're doing coming against Donald Trump and the MAGA movement? The Democrats, or to say the Democratic Socialist Party. They are literally working towards confusing the base and confusing the voters into not going out and voting, or voting wrong, or voting against MAGA, and then handing power back over to the Democratic Socialist Party, because there's no Democratic Party anymore. They've got no power. It's the Democratic Socialist Party. Don't be fooled by this. Don't fall for this foolishness, okay? Don't let them turn power back over to them. Don't be confused by these people that have somehow suddenly got bought out. They got bought out some way, or they got something happened. You know, if we lose the House and the Senate, we lose the America that we love so dearly. We need a 2024 too big to rig turnout in November. Get out and vote. Keep the House, keep the Senate. Don't let former conservatives that are causing chaos sway your vote or stop you from voting. Okay? You got to understand this. Okay? This is very crucial. Where we are right now in the 250th year of America, we are at the most crucial point in our history. If we do not support, come together as independents, as you know, the one thing in atheists and and Christians, we banter back and forth this and that, but the one thing is, you're always able to be an atheist, and we're always able to be Christians, and we're able to vote for the things that the Constitution laid out and said, this is our foundation. This is how we judge things, by these foundations that we've laid out, and we can be successful. And we have been successful. The biggest fall, and I said this back in 79, 80 when Jimmy Carter instituted the Department of Education. I said about it, smoking a little bit of weed, getting high with my friends. And I said, this is communism. This is how you take over generations. This is how you take over a country. Read Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. Read these things. Read how you take over a nation, how you conquer a nation from within. And you start with the education. Yes, we need to dismantle the Department of Education. People act like that, like we had the Department of Education that's written in the Constitution. No, it came out under Jimmy Carter. And what'd you see real quickly? What wasn't taught in schools? Civics. I started pledging allegiance to the flag in kindergarten. I was learning about the Federalist Papers by 11th grade. Okay? Nobody of this generation, these new generations coming out of high school, they have no education. They don't know what it is to be American. Biden says, you don't know what it is to be an American. Yeah, no kidding. He said the quiet part out loud, because that was their whole plan since 1980, in the institution of the Department of Education, was to re-educate or redoctrinate. All education is doctrination. Let's get that straight. But we need to doctrinate our population based on our foundation, based on our Bill of Rights, based on our Declaration of Independence, based on our Constitution, based on our Federalist Papers, based on the writings of the people that set this up and gave us the success that we've had, and understand why we have that success. And it's been because we've had a great foundation of a Christian nation, and we've never said you had to be a Christian. No one forces you. No one's going to cut off your head if you don't become a Christian. Okay, there's other places and theocracies that actually do that. Okay, around the world, it's just a proven fact. YouTube, it's just a proven fact that these things happen. I'm just saying these things happen. This is a Christian channel. Okay, all I can say is stay focused. I'm going to bring you statistics next week on our nation. our foundation, and why we're failing as the Christian base, because 50% of 50% isn't even going to the polls and voting. And that's why we're losing. We're losing the conservativeness, the Republicanness. What our Benjamin Franklin said, they said, Sir, what kind of government do we have? And Benjamin Franklin said, we have a republic if you can keep it. Okay? Are we going to keep it? Okay? Are we going to keep it? Support our president. Get out and vote. Fill Lindsey Graham's seat with a conservative Republican. Fill Kentucky's seat. Mitch McConnell. He's done, man. Fill his seat with a conservative. Get this country back into shape and support our president for the next 2 years. You're going to see our economy kick up. We're going to see our oil flow. Everybody's, that's your focus. The gas prices are a little high. Well, when gas prices were high under Biden and under Obama, what was being accomplished for America? Nothing. Okay? Prices are a little high right now under Donald Trump. What's being accomplished for America? One, new business for our oil industry. Okay, we see a lot of ships turning our direction. Okay, the flow of oil independence is coming to America, to Venezuela. That's why we have Venezuela right now. We have the oil industry turning our direction. We're opening up the Strait of Hormuz, so a radical nation isn't charging and supporting themselves through taxes on something that has already been declared as universal oceans, universal seas, universal transport. They're not supposed to be allowed to do that. All right? But they've been doing it, and we've allowed them to do it. Well, guess what? They're not going to do it no more. Guess what? The reason our gas prices are higher right now is because we're accomplishing something that should have been accomplished 47 years ago, which was taking out a regime who is developing nuclear weapons to use, not to deter. Okay? Yeah, Israel has nuclear weapons. They've had them for decades. Have they used them? No. That's a deterrent. Russia has them. Do they use them? No. It's a deterrent. Pakistan has them. India has them. Do they use them? No. That's a deterrent. Okay? China has them. Do they use them? No. It's a deterrent. Okay? However, Iran already said they were planning on using them. And when we went into negotiations back in March, they said, yeah, you took us out, but we've got enough material that we could have 11 nuclear weapons, okay, within 2 weeks. Or with a certain amount of time. I don't remember exactly the amount of time, but it was enough. They came into those negotiations bragging about that. And our president had the ability to say, it ain't happening on my watch. I said it back in 79, 80 when they took over that regime. They're not going to have this. They're not going to have nuclear weapons. Europe's not going to be in danger. The Middle East isn't going to be in danger, and we're not going to be in danger. Enough is enough. And that's what he's done. That's what he's doing. He's tried to play politics. He's tried to play the art of the deal, but he's realized that these people are cuckoo. His words, not mine. These people are cuckoo, they're liars, and they're scum. And when a businessman like Donald Trump, who has made deals around the world, even as president with a lot of these countries, the reason we are where we are is because he's been able to make the deals. You can't deal with these radicals. And now he's finally coming to that conclusion. And that's a good thing. Again, support our president. Get out and vote. We need another too big to rig turnout in November. Again, YouTube, this is a opinion piece. Just one man's opinion on the things that are going on in our nation. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.